You're listening to the All Burgundy and Gold Errrything Commanders postgame show powered by the Urban Sports Scene and Fox Sports Radio 96.9 FM and 1340 AM. Hopewell, Virginia. The Washington Commanders fell in the A to the Atlanta Falcons 34-27. I'm Wole and I'm joined by my guy George. The homie Glen will be out. But before I get George's thoughts on what happened what happened today, we got to knock out some logistics. Subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search All Burgundy and Gold Errrything. Also, make sure you subscribe to our All Burgundy and Gold Errrything podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. That's it already? I'm tripping. Spotify, Apple. No, I did. I'm tripping. I did say already. Excuse me. Tweet us at allburger ABG _ everything. Hit us up on IG at ABG _ everything. You could tell like this game has got me discombobulated. I'm like all over the place. You can make sure you subscribe to our All Burgundy and Go Everything YouTube channel. If you're in the YouTube chat, we accept super chats. Super chats will helps us support our show. Your super chats will be prioritized over all comments in the chat. And everybody gonna have an opportunity to say what they feel and how they feel. So yeah, this is gonna be. I expect this show to be a jumping show because we are all frustrated what happened today. But also this stream is being streamed on the Urban Sports Scene X handle as well. All right, George, I mentioned the score. The Commanders fell to the Falcons 34-27. What were your thoughts on this game, man?
I don't know where to begin. I got a long list that I feel like I should say because I know we've got so many things to talk about. I'm just disgusted that we could be that bad defensively, that we could be coached that badly, that against a team that was literally the worst team in the NFL last week. Nobody played a worse game in the NFL than Atlanta last week. And we have given them life. It is like Jack Del Rio and Ron Rivera are back. This is the worst thing you could say about any coaching staff that has followed them, that is here in Washington, that is here coaching in Washington now. I am disgusted. I am angry. And the worst part is, this is cold water of reality. Those lofty goals we had at the start of the year, we probably got to forget them now.
Yeah. So for me, it is what it is, man. Like I didn't like how Cliff called the game initially. Like I felt he put too much on Marcus's plate. I felt like should have ran the football. That's the formula. You saw we didn't get enough of Chris Rodriguez. He had that long run and like where was he after that? Like let's ride the hot hand. Bill looked okay. Like he looked good. Like why not utilize this run game we have? Like these dudes that consistently produce and we never like want to force feed them is annoying to me. Like force feed these dudes. Now on the defensive side of football, y'all know how I feel about Joe Jr. It is what it is. I'm not gonna act like it's anything different or whatever. This team, let me just put this in context so for everybody to understand this. This team got shut out by the Carolina Panthers 30-0. 30-0. That offense didn't score a single point against the Carolina Panthers.
Didn't even get past the 30-yard line.
Enough said. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Santiago, what's up, baby? Appreciate you. How did the Commanders lose today? At least two reasons: porous defense and settling on for field goals. I felt like all right, so I think it plays hand in hand. This is the problem when your defense is that poor. Like sometimes you gotta take what you can take, right? Like I know a lot of people were mad that they didn't go for they didn't go for the score at the end of the half. Like they weren't aggressive. But I will say this though, like I get where they're coming from. At that point in time, like can you say you have to punt the ball? Do you really want to give that offense an opportunity, the Atlanta offense an opportunity to score again before the half, knowing you got the ball back in the first, you get the ball back, so it doesn't really matter. You can hold off on it. What I watched, I'm not gonna lie, defensively, what I watched, I ain't trusting that defense on the field, period. Today. Like if we can't score, if we don't score there and they get the ball back with a minute and 30, they're gonna score. So it's like they try to play complementary football. The problem is when you got a unit playing that bad and that poorly, that's what happens. Like, and they were playing like I believe Atlanta only punted the ball once.
Yeah,
once.
I think
And
that's right. It was
once,
in the first half.
yeah, once. No, yeah, not. I think maybe late first, second half. To be honest with you, I think it was second half was the only punt. Somebody check it out. I think the
Oh,
only punt they had was the second half. Then
let's
Mikey
see
got
here.
like one punt. This is
Oh, they
one of
got 2 punts.
2 punts.
They had
Sorry.
2 punts, the Falcons. How about
Oh,
that?
what punt? When were they spaced out at? One was in the first. It was one
I'm
at the.
not sure. I was looking at the box score. I'm going to go to the drives in a
Yeah. Can you
minute.
tell me? Yeah.
I just the
Go
only
ahead.
thing before you continue,
All right.
Joe talking about the injuries.
What injuries? Right
I
here.
don't want to hear it
Right here.
because they weren't that beat up on defense. And look at
Right.
what that defense did. The injuries got nothing to do with why they lost today.
When did Joe put
Nothing.
when he put the injuries out? I didn't see it. Oh,
He
yeah.
said it was the last one. The thing that you had highlighted, not that one.
This one.
The one above that. Talk about let's put this into context, which is
Oh.
fair to try to put this into context. But Terry McLaurin ain't why that defense was terrible today, not being there. Jayden Daniels not being there is why that defense is not why that defense was terrible today. Austin Eckler not being there is why that defense is terrible today. And in plain point of fact, we just had a 200-yard game without Austin Eckler running the ball for us. So how do you come on? I mean, and then I'm going to let Wole continue, but that's his last question for everybody in the chat and anybody else is watching. How can you give Rodriguez and Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt 14 combined carries after what happened last week? And that's all I'm going to say about that. And then I want Wole to continue.
Mike said, too many receivers was wide open. That's on with. I mean, they were. Too many were wide open. They were wide. They were wide. You know what? Open tight ends. Why do tight ends consistently kill us? Why has that not been adjusted? Why has that not been taken care of? You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I'm sorry the hell. I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry the hell with these new fake Commander fans. You are a cancer to the. Oh, what's happening here, buddy? Why are we doing this? Mike, I disagree with that, George. These guys have to step up and play their jobs. Period. You agree with Mike? That's for you, George.
I mean, if you're talking about, are you talking about the defense? Or are you talking about the guys that were missing?
I think he's talking about the defense. I don't know.
We were missing Percy Butler, but as far as I know, that was the only major starter, right?
Percy Butler's not a starter.
And then again, he's the only player that plays a lot.
He don't play a lot anymore, to be honest with you. He plays more special teams than he does as
and the point is, we weren't missing a starter, and our defense got cooked. Totally and utterly cooked. And I don't want to hear that injury excuse because it does not explain what happened out there today at all.
Santiago, I agree with this too. Play coverage. I agree. He was doing that a lot, and he picked it apart. And Penix did pick it apart. Okay, dude. Well, let's give up the season and act like
that's not what we're doing here. No, we're not giving up on the season, but let's be honest.
Go ahead.
He's mad that I said that some of the lofty goals we have to forget about.
Got it.
Okay. One of those lofty goals is winning the division. Philadelphia's about to win and be 2 games ahead. And Washington's got 2 conference losses. This is why we were talking about all these games are so important. It's why that Green Bay loss was so bad, why they were not being prepared for the beginning of the season. It hurts because Philadelphia hasn't played a good game yet until today. And they're about to be 4-0. They kind of messed around in the second half of this game. But let me tell you, in the first half, they were devastating. The Eagles. They're starting to pick it up, and they're 4-0.
I want to stay on this game. I want to stay on this game.
I just want to make that point. And you know what? We lost early last year, and then we got to 7-2. Are we going to put together a 5-game winning streak to get 7-2? That's what we got to do right now. It's a tough schedule coming up. It's a real tough schedule coming up. So you can be mad about what I said, and you can call me a clarinet player or whatever. I wasn't even talented enough to do that. But facts are facts. This team's 2-2. They're 2 games behind the Eagles. and they got a really hard road coming up. So to get to 7-2, they have to win 5 games in a row.
All right.
What you saw out there today, that's not happening.
All right, I'm gonna read what Darnell had to say. Darnell says, Wole, did the Atlanta Falcons get one holding penalty called against them? I saw a lot of grabbing on the shoulder pads, especially with the defensive tackles. I don't think so. I tend to like. I said I know you coming from, bro. I know you coming from, bro. I tend to like when you play so poorly. I tend not to go on the side of like the refs unless the game is like competitive. I mean, or you're doing something with friction. You're right. I mean, I would like to see him on 3rd and long. Obviously, I get it to help the defense out, but I just felt like they got themselves in 2nd and 15, 2nd and 17, and Atlanta was still able to get first downs. So they got Atlanta in 2nd and long, 3rd and long, and they were getting first downs. I just had an issue with that. Like in this game. Now, granted, they've been one of the better defensive teams in 3rd downs, but I would also make the argument of who they played that plays a part in it. But like they got to be better on 3rd and long. Like you can't, like that is what annoyed me more than anything. Like 3rd and long, granted, like some people are gonna make plays. Like I don't have no issue with the play that Drake and London made to pretty much close the game because that catch was crazy. So I'm not gonna insult like the cornerback or Joe Witt for that or whatever. Like that was a quarterback making throwing a dime and a wide receiver making a hell of a catch. So I'm not gonna, when it's something that's physically amazing, I'm not gonna like blame something I'm not gonna blame like the coverage. There's one play with Mikey, like he was draped on Drake London and he still made the catch. I'm not gonna be mad. That was perfect coverage. That was a perfect ball and perfect coverage. I don't get into that. There's other, now if you're wide open, you get freaked. That's a whole different beast. If you had the wrong call, that's something else. But I'm not gonna like get on all of that. Yeah, Todd said the tight ends didn't kill us last year. They didn't know why? Because Jeremy Chin was there.
Yeah.
Go figure. Hey Joe, we don't curse out this joint, Joe. I appreciate you though. I appreciate the chats. What was our record at halfway point?
I mean, we were 7-2 after they beat the Bears with that miracle.
All right. Wait, hold on. Let me put this right here. All right. We talking about during the offseason how Chin locked. Yeah, he did, man. He locked down corners.
And we can't blame the front office on that because they thought they were going to get Chin back, and the agent.
Mm-hmm.
So the agent caused him to go to the Raiders. So I'm not even sure that's on AP as much as anything. They thought they wanted to bring him back.
Yeah. We have to talk about Quan Martin. His play at first glance was bad. Today was bad. Yeah. Well, today he was getting 8. I mean, I'm gonna say this. I've always thought that. What's the tight end for Atlanta's name? I've always liked him from
Kyle Pitts.
I've always thought Kyle Pitts is super talented. So let me put that out there. Like he's a tough cover, period. But yeah, he got 8. You know what I mean? And like some people, if you told me like who's more talented in their position, Kyle Pitts is more talented than Quan Martin in his position. But it is what it is. But I'm gonna go back to like I said in the pregame. Like Washington didn't do what I felt like they needed to do to make it hard for Penix to ball, right? If you got when you got your best player rolling and their best player is Bijan, life's gonna be easy for Michael Penix. And things were easy for Bijan. And the issue Washington had, it was a lot on defense. It was everything. It was coaching, it was execution. It was simple things like tackling was horrible today. Because they would get penetration. They just couldn't tackle the dudes. So it's like they did the hard part, in my opinion, like getting through. They just couldn't make the tackle. They just played, to me, Washington defensively was getting off, and then I don't want to like offensively they weren't horrible, but it could have been better. I don't know how to explain it. I thought Marcus Mariota made some sharp throws. It wasn't like he was horrible out there. For a backup, he was good. He was solid. I don't have any issue with Marcus Mariota out there, what he did. You know what I mean? Like, it's easy. Like, we weren't scoring prior regardless. So it's not that it's hard to compare it to, because this season we haven't been scoring like that anyway. The most we scored was last week. Right? We barely scored we scored how much against the Giants? 21, 24, 27, right? How much we scored against the Giants? You're on mute. You're on mute, George. George, you're on mute.
Sorry about that. I was looking up the 2 punts. They were the 2 punts at the end of the first half. The one
For in the
that
first
gave
half.
Washington
Sorry.
a chance to maybe try to tie the game, and then they kind of did that weird thing. I know you defended it. I didn't agree with it. And then they actually forced Atlanta to punt again right before the end of the
That's
half,
right.
which
Right.
I
That's right.
totally
Back to
forgot
back.
about.
Yeah. Back to back. Yeah. Back to back. So
So
yeah.
that's it, you know.
Yeah. I appreciate you, Paul. I feel
Well,
you.
and Paul, you mentioned the Packers game. It's unfortunately a lot like that. It's a lot like that game. And I mean, it's indefensible against a team that struggled as badly as they did last week. It's not like they don't have talent, because they do, Atlanta, but they were made to look worse than average, worse than ordinary against the Panthers. And they just went, they went up and down the field however they wanted to. And the one commenter who's going off in the chat, considering blame the offense for putting the defense in bad situations. If I'm not mistaken, Washington pretty much dominated field position today. Atlanta came out, went right down the field and scored to start the game.
Bad
Yes, you could
positions.
argue that Washington's offense didn't really get going until the second quarter. But the point is, Washington only had one turnover, and it was a pick in the end zone.
Yeah.
And Atlanta was not starting in good field position for any of these drives, except I think for the one big kick return that they had right after Washington scored the touchdown.
Yeah.
So you can defend this defense and say, it was the offense's, the offense didn't play well.
Yeah, hold on. I just want to address this real quick. Now I see your point. Yeah. I just want to say this though in the chat though, real talk. I get like where everybody's passionate about whatever, about the team, whatever, but I do want respect for everybody in this, like who's people on here, people are speaking and people in the chat. Like respect everybody. I don't do the disrespect or the cussing and stuff. I don't typically do it. I'm cool with disagreements. Like I'm personally cool with disagreements. No one has to agree on everything. I don't agree with everybody, but I'm not going to insult. And I'm not talking about you, George. So I'm not talking about you.
No, I understand.
Yeah, I'm not like but I'm not here for the disrespectful folks. Like I don't do disrespect. There's a lot of folks out here like on this chat that I become cool with, but I disagree with a lot of their points. It is what it is. But I'm never going to come out there and use profanity or kind of try to demean anybody. We can have an intelligent discussion about disagreeing about something. So I just want to put that out there. Whoever folks in the chat, like respect everybody. Everybody, no one's 110% right. Just because you feel you're right don't mean you're right. And I'm the same way. Just because I feel I'm right, I know it. When I go back and look at things, I know I'm not right. I may not be right. You know what I'm saying? So just be easy when it comes to like trying to like you can put your point out there. I get it, but there ain't no need to slander to anybody else or any other fan. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I disagree with Paul. I disagree with Taj all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he loved Joe Witt. I don't care for Joe Witt. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, that's my thing. So I'm gonna go back to what you said. In terms of like, it's crazy because I just felt like they got big explosive plays in the run game. Atlanta got big explosive plays in the run game, pass games. I do expect, especially Mike. I disagree with you all the time, bro. But in the run game or passing game, they were getting big plays. On the offensive side of the ball, they did the defense a big disservice by not playing their style of football. Like, sometimes you just gotta like win the time of possessions. That helps this Washington defense. I keep saying this. There's no shade on anybody. Like, this is just what it is. This defense ain't good enough to go out there and stop everybody. They're not that type of defense. You can make life easy for them. That's what made them halfway decent even last season. You can make life easy for them if you win the time of possession, you hold the football. If you do that, that defense is better. You know what I mean? When you're holding the football, but if you're telling them to go ahead and line up and stop somebody, they not that defense, dog. You know what I'm saying? They not. You know what I'm saying? They're not that type of defense. So I don't get into when I look at when I look at Washington and looking at their defense, it's a defense that needs to be more of or a team oriented thing for both parties. It's got to be complementary. You know what I mean? It's got to be complementary. And if it's not complementary, it's one is trying to carry the other, then you get what happened today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just say this. We said at the beginning of this year,
yeah, man, I'm just going
it's going to take
I was trying
12,
to be
13
nice.
wins to win this division. And that's going to require, we need this defense to get at least middle of the pack. Now, coming into today, they were the best third down defense in football, and they were 12th in total defense. And today they give up, let me see here. Let me get to the total yards because I got the game book up. It's an astronomical amount of yards they gave up. 435 yards, and it was 6 for 12. Atlanta was 6 for 12 on third down, which is something Michael Underwood talked about.
Yeah.
You know, Michael Underwood talked about that. Third down killed us. We were the best third down team in football coming into today, and they're 6 for 12, and they converted at least one fourth down after one of those misses. So I kind of count that as essentially 7 for 12 because they still got the first down eventually. And you just, I mean, and it's the other thing we got to remember. We said it, you couldn't plug all the holes. Not in 2 off seasons. We said that. And we were like, and there were certain things that were prioritized. We thought this secondary was going to be a lot better than what it was. It's clear. And Wole, you said this from the get-go, that Mikey should stay outside. And that is now, there can't be any question about it. Mikey Sanders still needs to start as an outside corner. And if that means Marshawn Lattimore's got to go to the bench, so be it. Because Marshawn Lattimore looks cooked. He got burned every which way. And even that great catch by Drake London, Lattimore's not anywhere near him where he could have maybe affected Drake London, so he couldn't make that tough catch.
I would say, I disagree with you. That's what I'm saying. They did the speed thing again, and he had momentum. I thought that play he was at the place he needed to be at. I don't think he was that bad off. I don't put that on Marshawn. I think Marshawn was getting his butt. He was getting beat, but that wasn't the play for me to even. I'm not going to do that to Marshawn. Like that's fair enough. I agree with you to your point that Marshawn should be benched. Yes, don't get it. Like, I'm not. I think that should be a discussion, but I'm not gonna. That play I'm not putting on Marshawn. Like I can't. Like that play was he was at a place where that like he played it right. They did that speed route thing again, and they did that speed thing again. He played a little bit better, but they didn't pass it off. That's another thing. They didn't pass it off. And and he threw a perfect pass. He made a great catch. Like it really was a great catch. Todd says, what's the bigger problem at this point for the defense? The scheme, execution, or individual play? I think it's everything.
Well, the bigger problem is the scheme. Yeah. And I'll tell you why.
Go for it.
Because I saw multiple people tweeting about this, and they're absolutely right.
I agree with this.
They said everything Green Bay did to confuse this Washington defense with the bunch set receivers on one side.
That's true. That's true.
And they're mixing it up, and it's always ending up that a linebacker is having to take a receiver, and we end up with a mismatch every time. Atlanta did the same exact thing over and over again. So that's Joe Witt, and that's why Joe Witt's on the clock at this point. And something else, Wole was early on, and Glen. I want to give Glen his flowers, even though he's not here on that too. Is that there are no adjustments. And it's like, and at this point, that's the other thing. First 2 series, we're rushing 4 and not getting anywhere close to getting home on Penix. And then there's a couple of 5-man blitzes. But look, you're struggling like that. The only chance you got is to get Penix down, get him off his spot. The few times Penix threw a bad pass was when he had to scramble and throw on the run. That's the few times it happened in this whole game. When he was in the pocket, I mean, it looked pristine and immaculate what he was doing. And it's why Atlanta, as crazy as it was because of the medicals drafted him that high, is because that kid can spin the ball. Unbelievable, some of those throws. But you know what? You should have been coming with the 6 and the 7-man pressures. And if he burns you, he burns you because he was burning you anyway. So for me, it is scheme. And Joe Witt the clock's on him now because that's what's going to keep this team from challenging for a division title and challenging for a Super Bowl. We now see it plain as day. Special teams has improved. Hell, Matt Gay made kicks today. Offense is still pretty good, even with Mariota in there. And once Jayden Daniels gets back and gets to full power, we'll be cooking. But Joe Witt and this defense, that's the biggest problem. And he's got to figure it out, and he's got to be willing to change and willing to try anything at this point or this is going to be, we're going to be dealing with this all the time. We have to win every game 41-40 and that kind of stuff.
All right, Paul has a comment. Says DQ needs to handle the calls. I kind of think
I don't think we're far away from that, Paul.
I mean, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, but I do think that's the next spot.
I mean, if they get toasted and posted by the Chargers, like if they give up 30 plus to the Chargers and only got 18 against the Giants today.
I don't know. Is he really like? I think he's fan on the clock. I don't think he's on the clock. That's what I'm just saying. I'm just saying he's fan. Like I'm saying, as an individual who thinks he should be gone. I mean that I think that this is my issue with the Joe Witt thing. With Joe Witt, I feel like people just pass off like he don't have this and he don't have that, and they're saying that's why he's not successful, or that's why they're not a good defense. He can't he's not supposed to overcome this. You know what I mean? I think that people blame other entities over him. So, I feel like his leash is a little longer. The coaching staff is really close. So I don't think he'll be gone. I personally don't think he'll be gone. Even if he struggles against Carolina. I think it has to be drastic. Like, think about it this way. You know how long it took Jack Del Rio to lose his job?
It's a fair point. I'm just
saying that think about it that way. I'm just saying think about it that way.
Something has got to happen if this team doesn't turn up and play well in LA next week. Because again, you just watched the Giants hold them to 18 points.
I'm gonna read.
You've watched other teams kind of hold them down a little, even though they've been winning the Chargers until today.
Yeah. Taj says, "Is this Witt's defense? Is this Witt's defense or DQ's defense with a Joe Witt face?" I think it's Witt's defense. It's definitely Witt's defense. It's Witt's defense. It's not. They obviously have some similar because it's under a tree, right? So you're gonna have similar beliefs because you're under a tree. But it's definitely Joe Witt's defense. Like he's upstairs for a reason. Like he's not down. He's upstairs for a reason. If that was the case, he's upstairs getting things situated. He's under a tree. That's all he knows. That's his tree. But it's his defense. Like obviously, and he calls plays. He does call plays. He's, it is what it is. Like I don't. No, Joe has been bad. No, Joe has no. Oh, you did these two. Like questions. I'm trying to read those questions. Did we lose to a team that Carolina put? Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Global 91. Yeah, sure did. We sure did.
Yes, we did. It was pretty awful.
We drafted. Look. We drafted Mikey over Dijon. Let that sink in. No, let me say this though. Mikey on the outside, yeah, we did. Mikey on the inside, yeah, we did.
No, I think today's got to be the last straw for that. And again, if Joe Witt wants to turn this around, let's start there. Let's start there. Put Mikey back where he was awesome last year. And if you got to send Lattimore to the bench, then send him to the bench.
Jason, yes, this is what I'm saying. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Good offensive coordinators isolate this matchup. Good defensive coordinators try to hide this matchup. That's the difference.
And look, if it means that you got to start playing these other young linebackers more, if it means you're putting Bobby Wagner in only on rushing downs, maybe I don't know.
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to put this to for Mike. Look, don't let this Medrano speed thing. Like he can't tackle.
and the tackling today, my God, the tackling.
Like, did you see the tackling? Like, God, the tackling.
And see, that's preparation in the preseason and training camp. Starters not playing. You got to work that stuff out. I mean, Bijan Robinson, I'd love to see, and Algier for that matter, because he actually carried the ball more than Bijan Robinson did. It felt like I'd love to see what their yards were after contact, because very rarely there was about 2 plays in that game where the first guy hit one of the running backs and put him down.
Yeah.
Every other time they were running through contact and getting 3, 4, 5, or even more yards than that.
Man, yeah, go ahead.
And those are two good running backs, to be fair, but that shouldn't be happening in the NFL.
Glow Boy,
I
don't know. Bobby back in the day, he was strapping folks back in the day.
Here's the other thing.
But B. John special though. B. John special though.
Huh? Old Cam Chancellor might have been doing that.
No, but Mikey, what's nice to cover tight ends, thorough tight ends. Bobby used to cover
Bobby used to cover thorough tight ends, but I'm saying he probably would in the glory days of the Legion of Boom. I don't think Bobby would have been covering.
He would have, because he would be on the flat. He would be the one. He'd be the closest one. He would be the one in the flat on the wheel routes. He would be the one. Bobby would be the one. Bobby was the sideline linebacker. He was. Mm-hmm. If you're telling me lining him on the outside 1-on-1, yeah, Cam would be checking him. But we're talking about out the backfield, Bobby would be checking him. That's Bobby's role. That was Bobby's role in Seattle. That's what he made him so great. Bobby can cover back then, but B. John is a special talent though. That's like B. John can run routes. He can run wide receiver routes. That's like Marshall Falk. That's like Marshall Falk on any linebacker. You're gonna lose.
Bijan 4 catches for 106.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're going to lose.
When they ran that wheel route, they could have run that. They might. I'm surprised they didn't keep running it, the wheel route. He was just eating the folks up on that.
Todd says, what linebackers told y'all that position needed to be addressed, but folks kept telling me about McGee and he couldn't get on the field. McGee's gonna be all right, bro. You haven't seen him yet. You don't know what McGee is though yet. I think McGee's gonna be right.
And Taj,
but you're right though.
But at the same time, the offensive line needed to be addressed. The secondary needed to be addressed. I mean, this goes back to the point that this roster had a lot of holes last year, and some of those were plugged, but there's still a lot of holes left.
Hey,
you don't fix a roster this bad in 2 years.
I want to give Mike his flowers, but I said this is a good one too.
Yes.
Why are we blaming these other guys? How about the defensive line that couldn't get a sack?
Yeah, they were, and they it was plain as day from the first possession. It's like the front four wasn't getting home like against the Raiders or against the Giants, and then the blitzes were just not in a way that where you could get instant pressure on Penix up the middle, which is what you needed to do, and which Atlanta was doing a few times on Mariota when he was the few times he was struggling.
They brought pressure, right?
That's true.
They brought pressure.
I can't explain what's happened to Frankie Louvu.
He had a sack though. Frankie had a sack. He had one sack.
But it's just he is this year. He's just fallen off the table. I don't get it. I'm wondering if that's a case of they figured out something with him last year, and people have seen the ways to scheme him out of the game. Offensive coordinators has figured out how to attack him, and that's why he's struggling this year.
You know why he's not been effective? I'm gonna be real with you. You know why? They're not blitzing as much.
Yeah.
He's a good blitzer. He's not I said this before. He's not a pass rushing. He's not like a Micah Parsons. He's not that type of dude. But you got to get him free. You got to rush him off the edge. You got to rush him with like extra body. Like you got to do it, but you're not doing it. You know what I'm saying? So you're not. So I'm just saying we're not. To Mike's point, we brought pressure and still couldn't get through. We play a lot of coverage more than pressure. We play more coverage than pressure than blitz packages. You can check the stats. Stats out there.
And they were only 5-man blitzes,
yeah,
and
they weren't. I don't even want to say like they brought some pressure, but it wasn't. Just know like they didn't really bring heavy pressure on a guy that has been shown when you bring heavy pressure. He struggles. That's all I'm saying. They played more coverage than pressure. Even on critical downs, they played coverage. They let you know what they were trying to do, what their game plan was.
Oh God. No, not if Jayden's healthy. No.
So the record? No, not that serious.
No, because again, look. They were 2-2. I think they were 2-2 last year, and then they won 5 in a row to get to 7-2. It's gonna be a lot harder to do it this year, but I do think it's gonna be better with Jayden back, and hopefully Terry back. If not next week, the week after.
Yeah.
Michael Underwood about Deron Payne.
He played.
He made one really good play today early, and in typical Washington fashion, we couldn't recover the fumble because we don't ever recover fumbles unless it's our own guys fumbling.
Yeah.
It's infuriating. But yeah, Deron Payne today, you didn't see a lot of him.
I mean,
you didn't hear his name much.
I'm not going like the thing about like. Did you hear Kinlaw?
No, Kinlaw had about one good play. I heard his name like once or twice today.
You didn't hear nobody. I'm not going to like. You didn't hear nobody.
No, that's true, and you're right. That's fair.
People want to pick. When I choose somebody, want to pick. Like they didn't hear nobody. The defense was like to Taj's point. Players were trash.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are worse players. I'm gonna be real. There are worse players. There are worse players than like Payne and Kinlaw. I just threw them out there. Like Lattimore was atrocious. Mikey was worse. I mean, worse than not worse than Lattimore. Lattimore was the worst, but Mikey was bad. Quan was bad.
Mm-hmm.
They were bad. They just were bad. That's all. Like it's easy to pick out players. Like, they were all bad. To be real with
you, you can't find a good defensive player on that team today.
Like, and you're going to play like until a point. We're going to be the team that travels. That's going to be traveling to the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be seeing like the Chargers game. We're playing the Chargers in LA, right? Yeah, we're going to be traveling to the West Coast. We're going to have to shake it off because they're going to see. There's a better quarterback in though their offensive line is in shambles too. That's what made the Giants win a little easier because their offensive line is kind of in shambles. But you're gonna see a quarterback out there who is still capable of lighting it up, and wide receiver play that's kind of improving.
And
you got
that running back of theirs at the Chargers is starting to roll. Starting to roll.
So you're gonna go against a team that is going to be a problem. That could be a problem. Let's say going to be, but they're going to be at home too, which is going to be life easier for them. But for Washington, it's definitely a situation where, look, man, they played against the best back they've seen all year. Like that's why I said, I said this in the pregame. Folks are like, we stopped the run. We ain't see a back like this. You can like there's levels to this. Like I keep saying, folks, just like when they talk about we stopped the run, I trust that. There's levels to this. Like we're ranked this offense on this defense. Who have we seen? And truth be told, Atlanta putting 34 on us is nasty work. Like Atlanta putting 30 points on us is nasty. I don't care who your starting quarterback is. That's nasty work.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they did it was trifling. This is Penix's career game. No, literally, this is a career game. I think threw for 313. This is a career best against us. So you're trying to tell me that, and I'm not saying he doesn't have any ability. Everybody has made this kid struggle. He hasn't fit the part, but he played us and he can fit the part.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can say everything we want to say about, oh man, like we don't got the players, this, that, and the other. Man, there's some other teams that he's seen that Carolina don't got all their players. I'm sorry. I watched Carolina. They don't got all their players. You ain't gonna tell me that you ain't gonna tell me that Carolina's defense is more talented than our defense. Other than Horn like that, and the D tackle they got, they not better than our defense in terms of depth.
I mean, they got rid of Brian Burns. He's in New York now.
I know they're not better than our defense in terms of depth.
Yeah,
they gave him 30. They gave him nothing. Zero. He got best for Kirk Cousins, basically, in essence. The Vikings defense is not that talented. They're not.
Yeah,
they're not.
Yeah, they got Brian Flores. That's why.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that's what I'm saying. I don't need to hear about we don't have this, that, and the other. That's what I'm saying. I don't need to just play better, coach better. That's all I care about. Play to your skill set, coach to your skill set. That's all I care about. I don't I'm not saying you gotta be the freaking Chicago Bears or the Baltimore Ravens or the Seattle Seahawks or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You don't even have to have those kinds of defenses. but play your part. Like real talk. That's why it annoys me that people have to we gotta have this. If you watch the Seattle defenses when growing up, like the Legion of Boom, their front four was a bunch of journeyman workmen.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, oh, we need a pass rusher. No, these dudes were like hardworking grunt dudes.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't all pros. They were dudes that were drafted late, and they just kind of worked their system through their system. It was coaching to help that system out, that situation out. Hey, Mike. Well, I'm going to start betting.
Mike's come around.
Look, I feel you, bro.
Mike's come around for the culture.
I'm about to start. I mean, I don't know, Frank. I don't know, Mike. Nah, we had players, but they played poorly. Luhu played poorly. Martin was straight. Yeah. Lattimore, Mikey was shaky. Revo played a level at best. Yeah, played. I guess.
No, and Taj, that's true, but they got undone by the same things that undid him against the Packers. I mean, Joe Witt has not adjusted. He has not adjusted from the problems they had at the start. And that's where coaching's got to come in here.
I'm tripping. Hey, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm about to put the link in the chat. I gotta let y'all voice your opinions, man. What am I doing? Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just not in a good mood. I'm sorry. I had to block.
By the way, Bijan Robinson, if he'd have got the ball more at the end of the game, he would have had over 200 total yards.
That's crazy.
He ended up with 181 total yards of offense, and he's great. But it goes back to what you said at the start of the game. It's like, you're not going to stop him. Just contain him.
Yeah.
181 total yards for him, and wide open in these pass patterns. And he's their best player. It's like when the best player does that to you, and you're not really focused on him. What's going on?
Okay, y'all. I'm just trying to know the stream is in the chat. Chat. If you have any comments,
come one, come all.
If you feel a certain way, copy a link. My man Paul, quick. I know you're right, Paul. I know that's right. Here you go, Paul. What's up, bro?
What's up, fellas? I'm here not to get fined.
What's up, dog? Just don't curse. As long as you don't cuss, I'm good.
No, I'm not cursing.
I know you don't. I know you control yourself. You're pretty cool. Go ahead.
Yeah. I had to cool down for a little bit. Like I said in the chat, my assessment of this team is not going to happen until after the Chargers game because, like to George's point, they haven't been ready to play the first 4 games of the season. And it's obvious. You lose on the road, and you win at home. So that just proves to me that, hey, they are up and down right now. We don't know which team is going to show up. Defensively, like I said in the chat, to me, it's all about philosophy and if the players play for you. I kind of like to pick up on players' body language. And right now, for the last 2 years, I don't really think they believe in Joe Witt. That's just me. You can tell when a player believes in your calls or what you're doing. But when you get players always after a big play looking around at each other,
there you go.
When you get no rush, you get no pass rush, everybody looking lost. We've been saying for the last 2 years. They hadn't stopped the tight end seam in 2 years.
You know what?
Different players.
Chin was doing it. Chin was doing a decent job.
Yeah, but like it's that same play where the tight end hits the seam and they all look around. The up guy drops down, and the other guy in the back, he looks to the safety in the back like, weren't you supposed to get him?
Yeah, I got my man Taj here. We got Taj in the building.
What's up, Taj?
What's going on, dog? I gotta have y'all two together. I gotta have y'all two together. I can't do y'all separately. Go ahead, dog.
I said I was gonna be like Paul and do my eyes from the deck. I went on the deck by the towards the end of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I did. I cleaned my deck.
And the dog is put up in the kennel. That's an inside joke. I was even mad at the dog. It's like I don't want to hear no barking. We're not in no barking phase right now.
But like, what's your vibe though? Like, how you feeling about this? Like in general, like your raw emotions.
My real emotion is I'm ticked, but I'm ticked off. But to be honest, I know it's a long season.
Of course.
But to everybody's point, at this point, something has to be shaken up on the defense. I know I've been labeled as the Joe Witt whisperer. I know. I don't take it personally. But nah, man. That's why I keep asking the question. I know it's all three.
Yeah.
But realistically,
what's the most?
Which one do we address first? Is it the scheme? Is it the execution? And it is the player performance. Because on offense, we quick, and I don't know if that's all a Cliff thing, but on offense, we real quick to bench somebody that ain't playing well.
True, facts.
Now,
that's a good point. That's a good point.
Now on defense,
you didn't see Ben Sinnott after that holding,
did
you?
Nope. Cliff sits him down real quick. Now I don't know if Cliff got more cachet with the front office. I don't know.
He does
because they know. Yeah, because I know they know he's a future head coach. But it's like Joe Witt got the handcuffs on him. It's like, dude, y'all have to see that Lattimore can't run across the formation. You have to see it. They even made note of it on the TV. Like, it's a simple thing. They bunch him up at the bottom. They release, and they have a problem with covering the guy that's coming underneath every time. So at this point, I guess I'm kind of apologizing a little bit for Joe Witt on this point. I know if I'm a coordinator at this point, what do I call? Because that's the question what I'm asking, which I going over installs during the week. Because during the week, we all know Robinson was the key. Bijan was the key. We all know that the tight end was the key. We all know that Drake London. Those are the three guys that can kill you.
Easily. Everybody, those are guarantees. Those are guarantees.
So I refuse that any NFL coach comes in worth their grain of salt can come in and say, all right, we just going to run our regular base formation and just let our talent beat their talent. Because honestly, at this point, we can't. So you have to scheme up. So that's the part where I'm blaming DQ. Because as a head coach, I get it. You do everything. You the face of the franchise. But at some point, what are you doing during the week with the installs, especially if you're the defense whisperer or the guru?
Yeah, the guru. You're the main dude. You are the main dude.
By the way, 8 catches for London for 110 yards and a touchdown. Yeah.
Everybody had
5 catches for Pitts, 70 yards and a touchdown. So
yeah, we made Pitt like he wasn't a bust. So
nobody.
I know. So I will say this though, to your point, Todd. I think you're great points, bro. Hey, Mike, I'm gonna put your positive comment about Luke. Relax. Good God.
No, we are gonna get to Luke and we're gonna praise him.
I'm gonna give him flowers.
You won, you got all your praise. We lost. I don't want to hear about that. I love you, Mike, but I don't want to hear about no Luke right now.
Hey, I'm gonna get you. I got you. Believe me, man.
Oh, I got no positives today. 0.
So I do, but let me get to this. I'm gonna get to this part though. Like, one, I do it. That's a good point though. Like, why can't they pull the plug on certain people and say, hey, you got to be on the bench? Because I'll give you an example, because I think that's a really good point. The Ravens signed Jazeer Alexander and to be the starter. He inactive for 2 straight weeks, and he healthy.
Right. And their defense is some trash.
Yeah, and they some trash. And their defense is some trash. And he's healthy. So to your point, like, if you ain't producing, you know what I'm saying? Then you are getting 8. They are targeting Mark. And I told Candy this when she covered. I told him, like, Marshawn my type of people. I mean, the way he talk. I love he's my type of people. But you ain't playing no 8. I need you to play. So you need to be on the bench. You know what I'm saying? So and you can't. And I feel like because you drafted Trey Amos and he's played well. No knock on Trey Amos. And he didn't have his best game either. Like, they all didn't have their good best games. But you drafted Trey Amos, so he should be starting. You drafted him high. He should be starting. He's a starter. You can't be sacrificing Mikey for Marshawn, a vet. Like, you're sacrificing his development, his growth for Marshawn Lattimore in essence. Like, this dude was playing at a high level on the outside. Now he's on the inside where he struck, and I don't get it because last year he was struggling on the inside last year. When I moved on the outside, he played better outside than he did inside. We all said this. We all saw it. You don't even got to be the biggest football fan or a person who studies football to know, like, if you watch it, you'll be like, oh, he's better on the outside than he is on the inside. That's all you have. You can see it, and you can obviously see it. So it's like you're sacrificing him for Marshawn, who's not playing at a high level. So that's why I don't like.
And technically, he's on a 1-year contract.
There you
so
go.
Why
are we doing that? Like, why are we
going next year?
Yeah, so I'm with you. We got Mike out here too. Mike, you cheesing? Like, I don't know what you want to say, Mike. Mike out here cheesing.
Cheeseburger Mike. What's going on?
What you out here cheesing for, Mike? We just lost. You out here cheesing. We lost.
Hey, listen, there's positive in this whole matter.
Go ahead.
And it's Luke.
Oh my God, Mike, you don't stop this.
No, I mean, but we got to get through all the negatives first before we get to the positive.
Mike,
and believe me, we are. I will, even if Wole won't do it, I will be.
I'm gonna do it. I said I'm gonna
heaping
do it.
praise on Luke.
I'm gonna do it. I just want you to know, like, dude, we didn't gave Michael Penix a career year. You come down here on this show, on this platform, and you want to come on me to come out here and talk about.
Paul, listen, Paul. There's hope, bro.
For what?
You gotta be positive, man. There's hope.
Hey, check with me next Sunday. All right?
Luke did not look. Luke was the #1 receiver today, bro.
And like I said, Mike, you weren't privy to this information, but like I said in the chat,
Nah, he wasn't no number. No. We ain't gonna start that blasphemy. Debo was the #1 receiver today.
I know. He said, Hey, Todd, I'm gonna doubt myself. I was like, what is he talking about?
Luke did it all. He did it at special teams. You know, he made the touchdown.
And he
got some good receiving yards today.
And he was the first one to shake Debo's hand when he scored a touchdown. You right. He did it all today. He did it all. He shook Debo's hand after he scored.
Man,
what Debo was playing with his brother. Come on now. He played with his brother. You know,
I agree with Darnell.
man.
Hold on, let me say Darnell agree. I'm gonna read like Darnell agree with this though. Darnell agree with this though. Yeah. I mean, he gotta reevaluate. Or like I don't want to say like I'm a realist, so I'm not going to be like this person who's going to say, oh, he's going to be fired. That's not what I think is going to happen at all. But I do think you got to reevaluate how you two go up with, like what Todd just saying, how you two work on the defensive game plan, because you got to work together now. If Joe was doing it by himself, you got to jump in and work with him. Like he can't do it. Like it's got to be a synergy. It's got to be together. Like that's the thing. If he's doing it by himself and this is the issue, then you got to jump in and we got to work together, because like you are the defensive expert. Like you have like in Joe in Dan Quinn, you are the expert. You are the guy who's changed defensive cultures in other teams. You are that guy. So I can make life easy for you, and I can help you out by helping you call games or giving you a format to help this thing work easy or simplify things easier for you. You know what I mean? Like I think that is what, to your point as a head coach, Todd, you're talking about for Dan Quinn, it's his job to make life easy for Joe Witt. Because if you ain't doing that, then you ain't doing your job as a head coach. If you are doing that and it still ain't working, then you need to make that decision. Right. Then you need to say, you know what, maybe you shouldn't be here.
Right. You know hey, Wale, let me say one thing, Wale. Wait, Paul and Charles, this is where y'all need to be at right now. Check this out.
Oh, I'll let you go, man. You know what? Hey, I'm letting you go now, man. Hey, I'll let you go. Hey, you, I'm letting you go now. You too happy for this loss. You way too happy. I love Mike. You way too happy.
Mike had some happy juice. That's all that is.
Way too happy.
Mike had some happy juice.
Mike, you way too happy. Like we just lost. You way too happy.
He's happy about Luke, and like I say, we are going to get to the praise part. We are going to get to the good parts at some point.
But I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna talk about Luke real quick. Let me talk about Luke real quick.
All
right.
Thank you, Tosh. Thank you, Paul.
Y'all. Let me talk about.
Thank you, Mike.
But they had great points though, man. They all had excellent points. All right, so let me go ahead. So, all right, Luke had a great game. Seriously, all jokes aside, he had the touchdown catch. You know what I'm saying? So it's back-to-back touchdown grabs.
Ran a beautiful route on that one too.
Great route. Had other big catches. You know, first down catches. Got much love you too, Mike. And also like the kickoff return. He was having himself a game. You know what I'm saying?
There's one small negative is that he's got a house stat. Oh, he was through. He's got a house stat.
Look, I ain't gonna lie. He ain't gonna house some type of dude. So I'm not gonna lie to you.
But I thought I was about to just fly out of this chair and up through the ceiling because I thought he was going to get 2 touchdowns and Mike was going to be like the oracle of all time.
Yeah, and he got
when he had to house that one.
But I do want to say this though. I want to give it like he deserved. Like if you feel bad for somebody who had a game like that, he kind of had like because a lot of people like myself has like downplayed the kid and this, that, and the other. He deserves for that type of game to be a win because he'll get more acknowledgement.
Oh no,
that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with it. Like it's positive in a way that not just positive for him, it is very positive, but I would have liked for that to have he deserved a win. I guess if that makes any sense. Like he deserved to win because he played so hard. He's a guy that does get negative flack for nepotism. Like I joke around with it. I said people question him on social saying why he's on the team. But to have that type of performance, not just as a receiver, but as a special teams player, he deserves a lot of credit, man. So I'm gonna sit here and give him his flowers and say like he played a hell of a game. You know what I mean? So I can come out and say that. You know what I mean? Like he really did play a hell of a game.
You know what? Presuming Jayden is back in the lineup next week, if we're rolling with the same receivers again, I hope Jayden gives Luke a chance and looks for him. I hope we see Tay Martin.
He looked good too. That kid looked good too.
Because Tay Martin wasn't dropping the ball, and certain other receiver who dropped it was out there again dropping another one. Chris Moore. I'm tired of Chris Moore.
I want to read this comment from Mr. Carlito 871. I agree, man. Hope it doesn't take away from his momentum. He needs this to build on. When would it have pushed him? Agreed. I think I'm with you though. I hope he builds on this because I do think that just like I talk about like Jalen Lane, like I knew that anything that he was throwing at him, he would catch because that kickoff return, punt return gave him an extra level of confidence to know like I'm an exciting young player. So I do think that. Oh, good question. I thought it was fine. I mean, I thought he should have got more shots, one-on-one shots down the field. I think Marcus, the one play he was open, Marcus just threw a bad ball and that was an interception. But the play that was for I was upset that the play that was for Moore on that third down, I think that one-on-one. I wanted that to be Lane. I think Lane could get that because Lane to me is a better option than Moore on that one-on-one play.
And true, Michael, about Lane almost fumbling one.
He almost fumbled. Oh yeah,
there is no reason for Chris Moore to play ahead of Jalen Lane or Tay Martin at this point because it's ridiculous. You know, the Chris Moore thing is just. I've had enough of that.
You remember fumble the punt return, right?
Yeah, no, he was talking about that. You know, he did almost fumble one. That's
true.
Punt,
the punt, the muff. You want the muff, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't worried about that. He got it back. I ain't worried about that.
But in general,
he's good.
Play these young receivers. Play them. Give them a chance because they did pretty good today.
Zach was all right. Zach was all right.
Ertz was okay, but you know what? Let's give Atlanta's defense some credit on that. I think they were like, we are going to focus on Ertz because he's been the security blanket for both Mariota and Daniels, really, and they were going to take Zach Ertz away today. I think that's what they decided to do, which is in part why I think McCaffrey and some of the others did so well, is that they were not going to let Zach Ertz be that easy 7-8 yard completion that he's been, pretty much since he showed up here.
Oh, he was. Yeah, they took away. I mean, that's what teams are going to do, though.
Yeah,
they're going to take away Zach. They're going to try to take away Zach Ertz. Like he
had a nice play on that 2-pointer because it looked like Mariota was going to get stuffed, and he was in the right spot so Mariota could just flip that ball to him.
He had some big passes. He had some big plays. He had some plays on the outside. We're going to suffer in passing games. Like I would say this, Paul. I mean, what I'm saying. Like I'm gonna be real with you. Were we good before Jayden got hurt? Throwing the ball. How good was he? How good were we before? Like it's hard for me to say that. Look, I'm gonna be real. I think we're gonna be better in the middle of the season because I think Jayden will turn up. But I'm not gonna say like I don't think Mariota did anything wrong passing the football. To be real with you, other than the turnover, like that was a bad that turnover. But other than that, I thought Mariota was fine with the ball, throwing the ball. Was our offense dynamic throwing the ball? I mean, I'm being real. Like I'm asking a real question. Has our offense been dynamic throwing the ball so far this year?
Not really.
So it's hard for me to use that argument and say like we airing it out with like that wasn't a thing. That hasn't been a thing. Do I think we're way better with Jayden? That's damn right. I do. I believe in that. But I'm not going to sit here and like say like we're going to be struggle this, that, and the other. Truth be told, it's what Todd said thoroughly. We're going to struggle throwing the ball if we don't run the freaking football. That's what it is. That is it. That's point blank in the period. If we don't try to be a running team like we would like and really run the football and with all the weapons we have in terms of running the football, then we're going to have outputs like we're going to have outcomes like this, whoever the quarterback is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 14 carries for Rodriguez and Merritt.
Yeah. And then throw Nichols in too. McNichols only gets 2 carries after what he did last week.
If they run
16 carries for the running backs ain't enough.
Let me tell you the truth. If they run the same game plan with Jayden Daniels, we're still losing to the Atlanta Falcons.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm being real. Because now we got us yes, we're still losing to the Atlanta Falcons. Putting it all on Jayden to be Superman. That's what they, in essence, they kind of did that with Marcus. They trying to make him to be Superman.
I mean, and with them, you can tell it from the first possession. I mean, they get the damn ball and they try that little fly sweep deal with Deebo Samuel on the first play. It gets stuffed. Then it's 2 passes and a punt. And I'm looking at Cliff going, look what you did last week with your running backs, and not one of them touches the ball on the first possession. I mean, that's when I want to come through the TV and strangle Cliff. Because it's like, this is not about showing out how smart you are. This is about winning the damn football game.
Right.
And Cliff, it did get better, and they ended up scoring 27 points, so you kind of tip your cap to them on that. Cliff did not do a good job today. And that's what kind of put them in the hole they were in.
Ah, man, I love this put. Yes, I know. Why not stick when we're down? I agree. Paul, I agree. Correct. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. And then like this is a good question. Should the run load be 60-40, 55-50? I mean, I think he means 45. Yeah. 55.
No, he means 50-50.
50-50, sorry.
I want it to be I would want it to be closer to 60-40 than 50.
I want to be 60-40. I want 60-40.
Because the point is, even without Austin Eckler, and I know the Raiders aren't very good, they showed you last week they can run the football. Even without Austin Eckler. The Eckler thing, they've got 3 good running backs. I mean, how – I'm not the big McNichols fan here, but McNichols has had the game he's had last week. He gets 2 carries for 3 yards. That is
You're
ridiculous.
Saying it, not me, buddy. You're saying it, not me, buddy.
Chris Rodriguez busts that big run early. I'm like, all right, let's freaking go.
Mm-hmm.
And then he only gets 6 carries the rest of the game. And Bill is running the ball great. 7 carries for 47 yards. And his longest run is only 16, which means even without that,
he's still running the ball effectively.
5 yards a carry.
Agreed. I agree.
And you're not giving him the ball, and you're throwing all the time, or you're doing all these other things. It's just that's what gets me with Cliff. Because and here's the other, and we'll have to, and somebody mentioned it way back in the chat about the field goals, settling for field goals. We keep having this conversation. Man, Washington seems to leave a lot of meat on the bone. We've been having that conversation almost every week now about how Washington doesn't get the points they should get because they have a penalty or they shoot themselves in the foot here or this and that. Mm-hmm. At some point, Cliff Kingsbury, you got to make all this good stuff when we have it count, and it's not happening. And that's when we'll start turning and looking at him and saying, because we got all this criticism for Witt, which he absolutely deserves. But at some point, you've got to be efficient in the red zone again, which they're not and haven't been this year.
Were they in the red zone when they weren't scoring the touchdowns? Were they not? I thought they were a little out of the red zone. They were kicking 50-yard kicks, though. They weren't kicking 20
I mean, one of them was a 50-yard kick. Let me see.
They had the 43-yard kick and 50. They had a bunch of 50, 43.
43, 52, 41.
Yeah, the 41 is like – so where was it? They're outside the – they were outside, a little bit outside of the red zone, right?
Yeah, just a little bit outside the red zone. So it's like we've been having this conversation every week about how they're leaving stuff on the play.
Yeah, I don't think like this game was it for me. This game wasn't it for me. I felt like they got penalties. It wasn't like they weren't aggressive to score at those particular points in time. Like they had bad, I mean, they just didn't, like, for whatever reason, it just didn't work out for them. Like to a point where if you're telling me they didn't run the ball enough to get them in better positions, then I agree with that. Like I will say I agree with that. Like they weren't aggressive. Like that's my issue. Run the football. Like Chris Rodriguez gave you a good run. Like that was an amazing run. That vision, everything. And you're not going back to him? Like, what are we doing here? Like, it gets to a point where like you don't have to make life difficult for any quarterback. You can actually run the football. Your team is a good run blocking team. Like, run the football. Then you use play action off of it. Then everything is easy. Like, but instead of when you're doing this, like, we didn't get. There's a reason why we couldn't get Marcus to slot. Marcus couldn't do his read option thing and get crazy yardage because you didn't really utilize the run game enough.
That's right.
So if Marcus leaked out, we can now account for Marcus. No, the Raiders' run defense is not bad. We ran all over them. Run the ball. Like, I don't get it. Like, run the ball. Running the football is an attitude. It's an attitude. It's something you want to do. If you didn't want to run the football, you wanted to be cute. That's the problem. You wanted to be cute.
That's right.
Run the football. There ain't no ego into it. Like, you said, you got this. You talk about this running back room. You say that it's an awesome running back room. You value it. You glorify it. Then utilize the weapons you got.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
And help your offensive line so that they're not having to drop back and pass protect all the time, that they can every now and then get nasty with the opponent, with the defensive lineman, and knock them on their rear end.
Yeah,
a bunch of good comments in the chat that I just want to spotlight, starting with what Darnell said about
Bill
Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt's jump cut.
You read.
I mean, some of those plays should have been 1 or 2 yard gains, Darnell. You're absolutely right. And he turned them into 5 and 6 yard gains. And I would like to see him featured more. But again, I also want Chris Rodriguez and even McNichols to get the ball. Like, for me, as good as these running backs have shown, 30 carries a game is not beyond what should happen. Like, you can make a case, as long as we're not getting blown out, that you should be giving all these guys a combined 30 carries a game, whether it's 15, 10, 5, or whatever, however you want to split it up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like what Taj says here, because it is true.
What's Taj say?
Didn't play well.
Here.
Backup QB. Offense still not maximizing everything they've done. And they get 27 points. That is pretty darn good. And it just shows you that when we get to full power, this offense can be scary, and it's going to have to be at this point.
That's why it's hard for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's why it's I don't know. The last, I guess I call it 24. I feel like the last drive was the last drive. But like, I'm not mad at Cliff, because I think Cliff has like lost weapons offensively and still able to do certain things. Like, I feel like it's hard. I get why. I mean, when you coach, when you watch the game for what it is and you see situational football, then you have an issue with certain situations with Cliff, and I agree with that. But sometimes it's hard for me to, like, when I look at it, when I see certain things like, we scoring this amount of points, we did this, we did that. I'm like, no, I mean, Cliff, Cliff is still, he's still in his bag. He's still able to do a lot of work on Marcus. Look, man, I ain't the biggest Marcus Mariota supporter. I ain't gonna lie to you. I may sound like it, but I'm not. Like, if you want to go back and go on my past and see the things I've said about Marcus Mariota as a quarterback, you would think that I think of him like I think about Luke McCaffrey. This is the truth. I'm not even lying to you. But what Cliff has done with Marcus Mariota, to me, is amazing. It's one of the biggest things I've ever seen. One of the greatest coaching things I've ever seen in my life. That's, to me, is coaching. That's a scheme. That's coaching. That is something totally different. Like, so it's hard for me to, like, bash Cliff. It is. It's hard for me to bash Cliff. I've never seen Marcus Mariota play quarterback at this level. Even, like, for real talk, and anywhere he's been in. Even in Tennessee, he's never been like, he's not been this type of dude. Like, he's able to throw and drive you down the length of the field. Like, literally. Like, he's never been that type of person, for real. Like, really has never been that consistent type of person. So I don't know, and with his arm ain't the best arm in the world. I know that. I'm not talking about his arm like it's something special, but like, he's never been that person. You know what I'm saying? So I agree. I just think that's why it's hard for me. I get it, Wole, but I get it. Paul. So I get it, Wole. But my issue with Cliff is his play. I guess I get it. I understand.
You're 100% right, and that goes to what Michael Underwood said, because that is Michael Underwood. They are, every damn offensive coordinator almost is just like this. They are calling plays because they think they're going to get a head coaching job, and they think they have to throw the ball all the time. and they're trying to be clever instead of just trying to win the game. And I think what Paul said, what you're saying here about calling plays for the best attributes, that is it. And yeah, I get where Wole's coming from about, if you're talking about who's on the list, who's on the bad list, Cliff ain't nowhere near the top, especially today.
Yeah.
But he is on the list because those things are frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though Atlanta was really dominating this game throughout, Washington was never down that far until the end, and you're not running the football, and you're not putting the ball in Bill's hands and C-Rod's hands when they're both running well. Ooh, it burns me up, and it's like next week you're going to go up against a team in the Chargers that will pound you into the dirt with their running game. Jim Harbaugh, even with Herbert back there, has no compunction about turning around and having Herbert hand it off 30 to 35 times. You got to keep that offense off the field next week. And the way to do it is Bill, Chris Rodriguez, and McNichols. That's the way to do it. And you just hope that Cliff doesn't get caught up in this other stuff. We're just trying to win the game here. We're not trying to impress nobody. Please. That's where I get frustrated. I think your sequencing is right, Paul. And let's go back to that before the 2-minute warning. Let's go back to that drive before the half of the 2-minute warning. They had 3 timeouts, so I want to see a run, yes.
I'll get some comments.
But it's more spread everybody out, and it's that quick hitter, that quick draw. Instead of that mesh play they ran, it looked like a normal run game. It looked like a normal running play. It wasn't going to surprise anybody. It's like when you get in a 2-minute drill and you run, you do it to shock them. And you needed to do it to get a big chuck. It's not supposed to be a normal run play. So I think that's one of those things where you're absolutely spot on.
Let me read a new commenter. What's going on, Justin? Justice says, Sandcrab defense plays great one game and the offense plays awful the next. Seems every week we need both to play great every game. I agree. We do need both to play.
100% right.
I agree with you.
It's
always a mismatch. You're right. It's always a mismatch.
Yeah.
You're right.
We and the thing is like we've got 2 of the 3 phases every week because special teams has been pretty consistent, except for Gay missing kicks, which he didn't do today. Special teams has been pretty darn good. So it's like it's 2 of the 3 every week. It's not all 3, and that's the problem.
Can we start giving Gay some flowers though? Like his last like 6 some odd kicks have been really, really good.
No, hey, and you know what's funny? I actually had confidence in that last one because it was like I was thinking, and I even tweeted it there saying maybe they'd get to the 25, kick the ball so that if you get the onside kick, you got enough time to score a touchdown. It's essentially what they did, and he nailed it, and he was 4 for 4 today. So, Matt Gay gets his flowers. If there's anybody that gets a game ball, he's one of them that gets a game ball.
I think
his best game by a long way in a Commander's uniform.
I think that, little by little, I think the narrative may change about him little by little.
Maybe so. He's making a lot of money. He needs to earn it.
Yeah,
and
I believe it's like he's made his. I could be wrong. Like the last 5 or 6.
No, I think he's made 6 in a row.
6 in a row.
But he did kick out of bounds last week, and that was.
I don't care about it. I need to make kicks.
I do. Because you put the ball in the 40 when they do
look,
that.
Man, look. Did they score on that drive?
I'm pretty sure they did, the Raiders, but
the Raiders? Nah, maybe not.
No, I'm talking about last week. Yeah, he didn't do it today.
No, the Raiders. I'm talking about the Raiders. Oh no, if he did it this week, they would have definitely scored. Did they score? Did the Raiders score?
No, they did. The Raiders kicked the field goal off that because he kicked the ball out of bounds, and one play later they were in the red zone.
Oh, it's all good. They kicked the field goal. That's who I ain't mad at that. They was probably gonna get. They knowing this defense, a field goal is like the norm. The field goal is like the norm for this defense. All right, so Darnell said, "What makes you think Witt's defense is going to be better next week against the Chargers?" I certainly hope they are better. Darnell can't even answer. I can't give you an honest answer with that one. I don't know. Definitely like common sense. Let me use my common sense play though, Darnell. Common sense tells me it won't get better because you're playing against a better quarterback and a better offense. Like in general, the chart, till I think Todd said it. I think Todd may have said it, or maybe he said it in the chat. I think he said in the chat, which I agree. The Falcons have super talented players. Like you Bijan, London, Penix, Pitts. That's talent. So I'm not. Don't get me wrong. That is talented. But when you have one of those, when you have one of them, like them quarterbacks we talk about, one of them, and then now you got Keenan Allen who's playing at a high level. Quentin Johnson is playing like he's balling out. Johnson balling out. You got McConkley, like they have, and they got Hampton. They got studs. So the way Washington, from what we've seen now, because we've been tore up. The only way Washington can kind of hang with them, let's say call them San Diego, hang with the Chargers, is if they can get pressure on Justin Herbert, and that's not a guarantee.
Well, and let's remember that I'm sure that tape is going to show a lot of things where the Chargers can be had, because they just lost to the Giants, and they were squarely against the Broncos. The Broncos kind of gave that one away.
They got pressure,
so they can be had. And God knows we're going to have enough Commanders fans out there next week.
That's different. See, look, you said everything correct. Like what's different? What's different? What's the difference though, George?
The Giants have better
pass rush
players.
Yeah, pass rush. Yes. So do the Broncos. Washington doesn't have what they have.
Yes, they do.
That's the difference. That's the difference. Like, all right, it's the same thing. Like, you don't think the Cleveland Browns didn't show any film on what to do with to the Packers?
Oh, absolutely. But we don't have that personnel.
We don't have that personnel. That's what I'm saying. Like, we don't have that personnel. Like, sometimes.
And Coach Lombard made a good point, though. They're beat up on the offensive line.
I know, I said that too.
Had a pretty serious injury today, which is real bad news for them.
Yeah. But again, they have Abdul Carter to go against that. They have Thibodeau.
That's true.
They have
That's true.
Burns. We don't have any of those dudes. You know what I'm saying? They got we don't have those dudes. We don't have them. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what makes So if you can't get pressure, so what I'm saying is that, all right, if we are able to, so let me use it this way. If we are able to take advantage of that, I agree with you, George. I totally agree with you. I don't want to act like I don't. Like, it's possible. I'm just saying it's not as easy because we don't have those dudes. That's all I'm saying.
And again, it's going to require Joe Witt to change and adjust.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, as Michael Underwood said in the chat, there's not evidence that he's going to do that, and that's why Dan Quinn and Joe Witt got to sit down and talk this out or something, because it's ridiculous how bad they were today, and they have got to be better than this.
Todd said the good list, the offensive line, the running backs, except Bill's pass blocking. That's the thing we got to discuss. That his pass blocking has to get better. Cliff's third quarter play calling. Matt Gay and the special teams.
That is a good list. That's the whole good list.
I will say, like, I didn't know, like, because I was questioning why Bill wasn't on the field. Because I was like, he need to be on the field more. Like, I don't get what's happening. And then when I saw him pass block, I was like, oh,
yeah.
I stopped.
And C-Rod and McNichols got him covered on that.
Yeah,
both of them are pretty good.
They are. They. Yeah. I was like, oh, got it. I get it. Yeah, he said, Taj, Taj, you're right, because you're right. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that has to get better for him. He wants to stay on the field, like we know that in sports. You want to stay on the field as a running back, you got to be able to pass block. Let's see. He says, I know that's the guy, but Joe got to switch it up going forward. He does, Joe. He definitely got to switch it up going forward. Darnell says, if LA is missing the tackles, perhaps we can get pressure next week. We can have a repeat performance. I hope, man. I hope. I just feel like the Giants are different because they got dudes.
Yes, they do.
I like, because Abdul Carter was everywhere in that game. Like Abdul Carter, Thibodeau, like they were everywhere. We don't have those guys. It's like we don't have those type of pass rushers. The sad part is there are no good No, that's over. I keep talking about linebacker. That's it. That's over.
Draft.
Yeah, the draft. You gotta wait till the draft. Or play the guys that you like. Stop this. Like, I do want to say something that Todd said about when he came on the show talking about how Joe Witt doesn't have the same pull like maybe a Cliff Kingsbury does. Like, if anything, if Joe Witt feels like certain players would be better off in this system, then play him. Because obviously, all right, in my opinion, like he has to have some pull because from how it made it sound, how it sounded like he obviously had more more belief in, say, them trying to get into Kinlaw than having Jonathan Allen or somebody like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like he wanted, because when you hear him talk about his system, he wanted bigger dudes to stop the run. Because I would make the argument too watching John, because I do think it's more his offense. Because I would make the argument watching Dan Quinn and his units in the past, that wasn't a thing with him to be the biggest offensive line. He usually like quick guys. Like Dan Quinn likes big, quick guys. So it's different. It's kind of interesting to see, like, that's why I think this is like more of a Joe Witt style, because Joe Witt, they want a bigger front. If you look at the Seattle Seahawks fronts in the past, they weren't like they weren't like some of them. They were lengthier, athletic guys. I don't know how to explain it. Like even as a D lineman, because even what's the old word for like Tat was an edge rusher in Seattle too, right? That's the defensive coach.
Linebacker, edge rusher.
Yeah, and he would play a lot of he played a lot of defensive end for him. They would play. They would be small on the small side, especially like their their edge rushers was always on the small side. That back then, defensive ends, they were definitely on the small. Cliff Averill was on the small side. He wasn't a bigger guy.
That's right. Why is the name? I haven't heard in ages.
Yeah,
that's a good pull.
That's what I'm saying. Like they weren't really super. I don't know. They weren't super big to me. So I would make the argument is like that's more of a Joe Witt thing. So he's gonna have to adjust. I will say this. I think our defense matches up better against the Chargers than the Falcons. The Chargers don't have Marion Hampton is pretty good, buddy.
Marion Hampton was cooking out there now.
They don't got a dynamic tight end. I agree with you. I'll agree with you there.
They have Hunter Henry's pretty decent. He's pretty decent. He's not
there anymore.
He's not as talented. Is he not there anymore? Who am I thinking of?
He plays for the Patriots.
Oh, that's right. Who am I thinking of? Doggone it.
Yeah, they don't really.
Their tight end's okay, but you're right. He's not. He's not as talented as Pitts, and he's certainly not as dynamic as like Tucker Kraft and some.
Hampton's no Robinson, but Hampton is really good. Like
Marion Hampton. He had really a 54-yard touchdown catch today.
He's really good. Yeah, he's really he and him. Yeah, Goddison is a nice tight end.
That's who they got. That's right. Oh, that's right. It's is that Gadsden's kid? Is that the junior?
Yeah, it's levels too. Yeah, but he's still good though. But he's still good. Like he's shifty. He's shifty. Like, all right, the real talk.
He's gonna be a problem next week.
Do you like all right? So do you think I'll say this. I thought the Raiders didn't give him the ball enough, but Genty was giving us some fits. Do you think Genty?
Yeah. No, Genty needed to get the ball more.
If you want to, I think Hampton and Genty's more of a straight line. I mean, like he's more of a power back with some movement. I think I would say the last few weeks, you probably seen some little chinks in the armor in the run defense in terms of how it started. I would say that much. The Raiders went away from the run game because that's how like the Raiders just do stuff like that. But yeah, I think Hampton, they got to be very careful with Hampton. They got to be very, very careful. I'm with George. And I think when you have a quarterback, the issue is when you have a quarterback who can throw the football too, it's going to open up things for the run game. It's going to be hard to make them one-dimensional. That's all I'm saying. It'll be hard to make them one-dimensional. Sorry, I had my own post-game show to do, but hey, Wole, can you lay off the Luke slander? I stopped already, dude.
Oh, I
gave him flowers. I gave him flowers.
He got praise today.
Yeah,
he got praise today, and he deserved it. Absolutely, Jayden. He's going to be tough. Yeah, he's going to be tough next week. But I do think with a healthy Jayden,
Hampton can run. Hampton is. I don't remember. Y'all tripping. Mario Hampton is something different, buddy. You tripping? I don't know. All right. Remember this show, man. Remember what you was talking about, Taj. He different, buddy. He different. Man, after this, I like that. After this loss, y'all, who will get benched next? Ooh, that's a good one. I like that one. I like that question.
That is a good question.
Who should get? I mean, real talk. Who should get benched or who will get benched? That's the question. Who should get benched? I like
Lattimore.
him. Yeah, I like him. I think it should be Marshawn. I think Marshawn should get benched.
Yeah.
I actually didn't have it. I thought Benson. I thought Benson had played okay though.
Well, but after that holding, you didn't see him.
He had a really good block in that long run. He had 2 good blocks on a run.
That was before the holding. That was early in the game.
I was so impressed with that block.
After he got that big holding call when they got like 3 penalties in a row and at 1st and 30.
Oh, Bates will probably be back by then.
I heard 73 was reporting a lot after that.
Joe,
Trent Scott was in there as the tackle eligible, reporting a lot.
Joe wish he'd get benched. Dog, you're doing too much. There's no way Bobby getting benched, bro. He shouldn't get benched. There's worse dudes than Bobby Wagner.
But you keep Bobby in rundowns and blitz.
Yeah, like stop. Like that's coaching. That's just coaching. You put him in a situation to be successful. Like Bobby hasn't been bad. Bobby just had they're just isolating him in coverage. Stop putting him in coverage plays. Like put him in a certain situation. That's all. Like, look, Bobby has filled lanes. He's been great against the run. Like, coach, you're a freak. I believe you're an Eagles fan. Same thing with I wouldn't bench Jeremiah Trotter back then. He couldn't cover to save his butt, but he was great against the run. I wouldn't be benching Jeremiah Trotter at all. At all. Let's see. Who else can we get?
Moving Lattimore to the slot is not a good idea. Don't do
that. I don't think so.
Don't do that. He'll get cooked.
Yeah, I don't think that's a twitch for. Yeah, Lattimore is my GM's guy. Won't happen. Yeah.
Can we address that for a moment?
He's a GM's guy. Won't happen. That's true. I don't think so either.
That's the one thing that's going to start causing a problem, though.
What?
This whole, we got to keep this guy because the GM wanted him. That's how you mess up a locker room real quick. We can't be doing that kind of stuff. If these guys ain't playing, whether the GM's guy or not, sit them.
He can blitz. Actually, you know what? I thought about this. My brother always says this. He always uses this. I gotta give him his flowers because my brother always mentions this. He's always try to move a corner to a safety. Maybe Lattimore would be better off being a safety.
I don't know. I mean, right now, Lattimore needs to be sitting, and then they need to really figure the rest of this out. All I want Mikey back outside, which we talked about early in this post game show.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, however it's done, whatever decisions they make personnel wise, Sammer still needs to be back outside where he was cooking last year and where he was doing the number on a lot of guys.
Yeah,
and at least they got, and that's the other thing we have to say this. Finally, they got a turnover. It only took nearly 4 damn games, but finally we got a turnover.
Yeah, he was out there. He just ain't do nothing. Oh, Genty had a 64-yard touchdown run. Wow.
Oh, I know the Raiders are winning. I know that. I hope that's right because that would really help.
No, he did. He did.
He just do that?
Yeah, he just did it. Yeah, he just did it.
Oh, that is monstrous for me.
No, sorry, he did it. Yeah, he just did that. He did it. Sorry, I'm tripping. Yeah, 3 minutes ago. Just 3 minutes ago.
Oh, that is.
Von Miller. Von Miller has not. I don't even know. I feel like they're not. That's what I'm saying. Von Miller has not done anything yet that I want him to do. But I also feel like that is I feel like Von Miller's on a different defensive coordinator with a different staff. You would hear Von Miller's name a lot more. Let me put it that way. I feel like you're overvalued. They're acting like Von Miller, or maybe they're not acting like they're trying to have him beat people one-on-one like the old Von Miller. I think that at times you should blitz off Von Miller. If you blitz off Von Miller, you'll probably get a better outcome of it. Like, you can't go into a situation and say, hey, be the old Von Miller. Like, no, let's make life easy for you. Because they did that they were doing that with they would blitz off the side of he got a lot of sacks that way. Fowler. They did that with Fowler at times. So you do the same thing. Stop trying to treat him like he's the old Von Miller. Like, coach to who he is now. Okay, Taj, I am moving Mikey to the outside and playing Noah in the slot. Yeah, you can do that. I mean, you'll get a lot of holding calls, though. You can do it. You got a lot of holding calls on Noah. I ain't gonna lie to you. You will get a lot of holding calls on Noah.
I mean, Noah has been okay in the slot.
I like Noah. I like Noah. I like Noah. I think he'll get a lot. I'm telling you what's gonna happen. He will get some PIs.
Right.
He will get a lot.
I can see you being right about that.
I
just want.
What's the difference?
Sammer still back outside.
Look. You're right. That's what I'm saying.
No, that's right.
I ain't mad at. Look, Paul. I ain't mad at it. Believe me, when me saying that had no intent or no negativity involved in it. I just said at all.
When you let Michael Penix go 20 for 26 for 313, passer rating 126,
I guarantee.
Try everything. Try anything at this point.
They playing Buffalo after. I think he plays Buffalo. He's playing the Buffalo after, like when they come back from the bye. He's playing a good team after the bye. I can guarantee he will not have those numbers in like 3 weeks again.
And if they are in Buffalo, they're going to have some discussions about that.
Yeah, but I'm saying against us, like I mean, like what he did. I don't know. Like his I know they're on a bye. They have a bye next week. I think I heard the commentator say they have a bye next week.
Yeah, no, the first buys come up next week, which is ludicrous. That's a whole nother story.
So, like, if after his bye, I can guarantee you. I ain't gonna say guarantee. That's a strong thing to do. But I'm very comfortable to say, like, he will not put up anything close to these numbers again. And that will tell you what I think. That will let you know what type of defense we put out today.
Yeah.
Dude, you couldn't go 20 for 26 on 11. Exactly. 11 and 11.
I'm not as down on Penix as y'all are. But
I ain't down on him, but I just know we made it easy for him. I think Penix is an NFL starting quarterback. I'm not saying I just don't think I really don't think he's elite at this point in time of his career. Does that mean that he can't be elite? No, yeah, he definitely could be elite eventually. I don't think he's elite right now. That interception he threw to Mikey was a dumb interception.
Yes, it was.
We could have forced if we had put pressure on him, we could have forced a bunch of those.
And that was a killer because if they go down and get a touchdown and tie the game there, that might have turned the whole tide of this thing, and we go down there and kick a damn field goal.
Were we down 10? Were we down 10? We weren't down 7 when we got that interception.
Were we down 10 when that? Well, you know what? I'll look that up. That's I got the thing up there. Just give me a second.
We answered Mariota's interception because Mariota just threw an interception and we answered it.
Oh, you know what? I think that is right.
Yeah.
I think that is correct.
Yeah, he's not down yet. Not down on him, but he isn't that accurate. I know he's not accurate. That's what kills me. He's not that accurate. We made him look like he was. Made him look awesome, man. We made him look better than. We made him look like he could be Jayden, a dude that can rival Jayden. That's crazy. He's not. He should look like a dude that can rival Jayden because he's not that good. I'm sorry. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying?
That is the problem.
That's the problem. Like that's my problem.
I mean, again, this was a Ron Rivera, Jack Del Rio defensive performance.
It was. It's like, yeah, I feel bad for Joe. I mean, I know, like, look, I'm hard on Joe Witt, and I'm watching like social media. Joe Witt is catching big strays right now, though. Like I ain't gonna hold
and should.
He's catching big.
Deserves
strays.
it. People have had enough, and I don't blame them. I mean, look. You go back to that championship game, and when you give up 7 or 8 rushing touchdowns, whatever it was, 55 points. I mean, that wasn't all Joe Witt's fault, but still. And then you come out, you had a good first game against the Giants, but that was Russell Wilson's Giants. Not even Jackson Dart.
Dang.
And then Green Bay just walks the dog on you. And Atlanta walks the dog on you. And Trey Tucker, granted 2 of them were in garbage time. Trey Tucker had 3 touchdowns last week.
That's not great, Bob. You know what? Damn, I forgot that he put that. See, look, I think that's come on, stop it. That's now this is just
that's good.
That's just hate. No, see, that's what I'm saying.
Lombard,
Coach, stop being an Eagles fan.
He's been consistent about that. He's wrong, but he's been consistent.
No, he's an Eagles fan. That's why. That's stop doing that. Like he has not shown you any level of being that. Look, he has not shown you any level, but maybe a game of being better. You said I think he's better. No, you can say you think he will be better. I prefer. Hey, let me preface this way. I think he will be better. It's better to say you think he's better now, because truth be told, in the body of work, he ain't been better than him yet. This is his best game of his career. And that still ain't better than Jayden's best game.
No, that's also true.
I'm just being real. Like I get it. Like you may like him. That's fine. It's fine to like somebody, Coach. You know you my guy. It's fine to like somebody. I would rather you say he will be better than Jayden, and that's cool. I mean, that's your preference. That's cool. But you can't say he's better than Jayden now, because no, not 30-0 to the Carolina Panthers. Jayden on an off day will never give you that will never be a Jayden Daniels game. Never be a Jayden Daniels game. That's all I'm saying. That will never be a Jayden Daniels game ever in his life.
I have one slight disagreement with this comment, and it's that he doesn't have all the tools yet because we couldn't plug all the holes yet. Like, we don't have enough depth at linebacker. We knew that. We don't have that explosive pass rusher. We knew that. But it is more talent than he had last year, and the performances shouldn't be worse, which is what they are right now.
Can I say? He got like this was always a tough one. Like I don't think they're super talented on defense, but also I think that he has the tools he needs to win football games with and coach it up. I think people again, I'm gonna keep saying it. There's coordinators out there that think they don't need that much. We only I ain't gonna lie. I've seen it like for some strange reason. We only our fan base that think we need everything for a coordinator to be successful. There are other coordinators that don't need that much.
Mm-hmm. Brian Flores, we'll keep
don't
bringing him up.
I'm gonna keep bringing. He don't need that much. He don't. Like there's dudes that don't need that much. Like they don't. We don't always say like they need this to like like we don't do this for everybody else, bro. Like I'm being real. We just do this with we just do that with like what us. Well, he needs more. Like there's teams that turn like a quick turnaround. Like I'm thinking of a team like do the Patriots have a lot?
Good question. It's a good point.
Like we do this all the time. That's my thing. Like they're changing their whole system up too, right?
Yeah,
like, that's what I'm saying. Like
I mean, look at what D'Amico is doing down there in Houston. I mean, they got some talent, but they don't have ridiculous talent either.
I mean, they got talent.
They got Will Anderson, who's pretty good.
They got Stingley. They got talent now. They got talent now.
Yeah,
he built that though. He built that. Oh,
absolutely.
He built that. But to your point, like,
absolutely.
I'm just saying, like, you gotta. I'm saying, like, there, like, when people say that you gotta, we like he hasn't gotten the guys. They got a whole offseason. They brought guys he liked and they brought him in and working it out. All I'm saying is that he's got talent to have good results. Is it being a number one defense? No, I'm not saying that. But he has enough talent for it to work and to be productive. That's all I'm saying. He has that type of talent. Like, cause I would make the argument, like, again, like I don't want to keep mentioning like Flores because I think it's not fair because I think he's at a different level of it, but he's at a different level.
I mean, but again, the guy's made magic.
Shoot, I mean, even much. You got Whitney coming back to San Fran, who was at the Jets.
Salah, yeah.
There's guys
he
who
can
know
spin straw in the goal
too.
there's
guys who just know how to coach, man. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. There's some guys just know how to coach defense. They don't need everything under the sun to be like what folks. They don't need everything. They know how to coach defense. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think Washington has enough to be. I'll say this much: I think Washington has enough to be a top 10 defense if the right coach is there.
Yeah, well, and that's going to be. I mean, at what point does Dan Quinn say, "Okay, I've got to help with these calls," or we have to do something different? Because that Dan Quinn has got to look at this. I mean, if today's not the bottom, I don't want to see what the bottom's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going up against the Chargers next week, who've got some damn talent on offense and can hurt you. I know they didn't win today.
Yeah.
Something has got to change between now and next Sunday.
Yeah, Paul, we both said this, man. I just said that. All I said this. You said this. You said this, Paul. You did. I just said like I would prefer you like I can give people grace. I'm cool with giving people grace. I actually am. Like I'm a very patient individual, but I don't need you to sound like unless you know where you're at as an individual, as a where you're at as an individual. I'm cool with it. But when you start to talk about as amongst like you one of them, then I got a problem. Then I start to think now I gotta evaluate you differently. Because now I gotta evaluate you. I went from evaluating Joe Witt as like a young coordinator trying to find his way to evaluating him as a guy like, oh, maybe like he's a savant. I had to that's where I started having, because the way he started to generalize, well, to say we're going to be better at this or we're going to be this. Like then when you start to do indefinites, when you talk indefinites, then I have to kind of grade you out on indefinites. Like I got to now see you like, okay, you're a guy who believes that you're going to really change things around, like truthfully really change things around, then I have to look at you differently. That's all. But if you told me to grade Joe Witt on like a fair curve, a fair way to assess him, this is year 2 of it being the defensive coordinator. He's still green. That's how if you want me to fairly judge Joe Witt, yeah, he's still green. The best version of him is hopefully year 3 is the best version of Joe Witt.
Huh. Is he going to get a year 3 at this point?
That's the problem. He's a coach. Coaches don't get year 3. That's the problem. That's the thing. Because coaches, you gotta be that person almost instantaneously. Almost instantaneous. You have to see some type of culture change. Like another example, like the Arizona Cardinals to me, like they have more talent now because they drafted right, but they've been hit. They've been hit with injuries. They're missing both of their starting corners, and their defense still balls out. They still fly to the football. That's coaching. That's coaching. That's what I'm saying. There's this is how we talk about. There's like Paul, Taj was talking about there's levels with Hampton and Robinson, which I do agree. Like Bijan is.
Yeah.
There's levels in coaching, buddy.
There is.
There's levels in coaching.
Yes, there is.
You can be a jerk and then come out here and get your out coach and out scheme. Yes, you can.
Yeah. No, I mean I can't disagree with that, dude. Today, it's absolutely true. And again, it's all the big talk. A lot of big talk from Joe Witt. And the time for talking's over. It's now the time for doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's and I think that's why he's catching so many strays. Is because he's been honest. It's not like he should be dishonest with everybody, but he's been honest about arriving violently and we want to do this and we want to do that. And then you see something like today where you just get your lunch money taken and dirt kicked in your face for 3 hours.
I was saying, like, we blame other people for not being able to stop the run last year. And it's still early. Like the body of work is shown. They're better than last year's team at stopping the run. Let me be totally honest and clear about it. Because like I guess everybody last year against everybody, it don't matter who your running back was. I felt like last year teams were able to run. But I feel like this year they're more stout at stopping the run, but also they need to. But I still feel like they need to be like we gotta wait till they get really tested though to see where they really are, where they're really at in stopping the run. They're gonna start to be tested soon. It's gonna happen. Like we're gonna be playing something, but we're gonna see Saquon. That's to me the real test. We're gonna see Saquon. We're gonna see. We saw Bijan, which is a different beast. We saw Bijan. So, and that's gonna be tough. I mean, that was tough. But there's not a lot better than Bijan, but there's one in our division that's better than Bijan.
Yeah, the real MVP, last year's real MVP.
Exactly.
Last year's real MVP is the only one that's better than Bijan.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like, so we're gonna it's gonna be interesting, right? That's how we gotta look at it. But yeah, you know what? Again, this is Gibbs. Yeah, Gibbs. We see Gibbs too. Yes. We see Gibbs.
Yeah, that's not going to be fun either. Well, we already know about that from the playoffs last year because he was frying us. And what's his face stopped giving him the ball.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Ben. What is his principles? All I hear is talk. When they play good, talented offenses, they get out schemed. Man, look, hey, Paul, you sound like me right now, man. Yeah. You talking like me, Paul. Paul, you talking like me. You sound like me. I'm trying to.
And Montgomery last week against the Bills. Woo!
They know.
God, don't forget him either.
Oh no, he nasty. They have you mean against the Ravens? Montgomery against the Ravens last week.
Oh, the Ravens. That's right, not the Bills. You're right. The Ravens. Yeah.
Yeah. They got a style. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's interesting. They got an interesting style. Very interesting style. I do like the way they play football. I do. Yeah. I'm at that point. It's all talk right now. I'm telling you, man.
Sure is.
It's all talk.
Sure
I told you this. I don't get like one thing I don't deal with, I'm not good with, and I know this is my personality. I don't do well when you all talk and your bite and what your talk is. That's what I don't like. I rather
because you like boxing, because you've seen it as a boxing fan
I feel
for
like
years and
if
years
you
and
that
years.
guy, like there's a reason why I mentioned it, and everybody, Todd, and Paul, y'all know, there's a reason why I mention Greg Williams all the time, because like that's the one dude that in my lifetime, when I watch as a D coordinator here, was that dude talk very. I'm like, damn, Greg, you talk a lot. But he backed it up, and I was like,
yes, sir.
I was like, all right,
yes, sir.
Then
that
that's
first
to me
year in Washington with no talent, and he spun straw
yeah,
to gold.
and he was still talking this talk.
Yeah,
he was still with people like when you didn't know who they were, like you didn't know who Ryan Clark was, you didn't know who Antonio Pierce was, like you didn't know these dudes. Like he ended up turning them dudes into household names. Like these dudes, like Ryan Clark was a journeyman. He was like a cornerback. He moved him to safety. Antonio Pierce was always a special teamer with us. He was never going to be on a starter. Just a rotational like special teams dude. He said, "No, what? I'm gonna make you my Mike linebacker." Who does that? You know what I'm saying? But like, but even that, like, not even getting to all schematics and things, but just like he talked in terms of mentality. He talked smack and backed it up. It's crazy, man.
Yes, sir.
It's crazy. I know. He was a unicorn, man. He was a unicorn here, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't never thought we could have a defense like that, period. And when he came, I was like, God. And from that point, I ain't gonna lie. Greg, I don't know if you watched the show. If you ever watched the show, you spoiled me, Greg Williams. I won't lie to you. You spoiled me. Because anytime I see a defense in Washington, I'm like, damn, I needed to be like Greg. Every time. I'm like, I needed to be like Greg. And I never, even the year that we did the COVID when like we were top 5 with Chase Young and them, it was a whatever, but it was never like Greg's defense. Like Greg's defense, I knew an offense knew they would come to war when they played us. Like we could be playing Tom Brady, and I'd be like, oh yeah, Tom Brady gonna have a rough night today. He gonna have a rough day today. We got Greg gonna bring pressure. Tom ain't gonna be comfortable. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Hold on, let me block this real quick. Yeah,
go ahead.
Because they came back. I ain't gonna lie, I had to ban Joe though.
I know he was talking his talk.
Whatever, I banned him.
But yeah,
I banned him.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I've been called stuff like that all my life. I don't give a hoot.
I don't do that. I don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't.
We had a good defense under Marty. That's true. We had a good defense under Marty. That is true. But Greg Williams
he was fine. He wasn't Greg Williams good.
It was amazing what Greg Williams did in DC.
Yeah. Mike. What a real DC man, great man.
You darn straight.
Man, bring Greg. Bring Greg Green. Excuse me, I can't even talk. I can't even speak. Bring Greg back. Jeez, man, bring him back. Shoot, like Greg would have the city jumping. We move into the stadium. Greg Williams, our defensive coordinator. What? That would talking about, man. The vibes would be amazing.
Yes, Richie too, of course. Yeah, Richie. Just
Wink will be good too. I think Wink will be really good here. That's a good mentality too.
New York. I'm with you on that. Wink Martindale got
Wink will be good here too. I think Wink will be really good. I think it's a good one. Hey, Ravens going 1-3. Oh.
Well, they just stole 3 points at the end of the half. I wouldn't bury them yet. 20-10 Chiefs. They've been terrible, the Ravens, in this game.
Oh, for real?
I think Lamar's got 2 turnovers.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they've been bad, but they did steal 3 points at the end of the half. So
they struggle with the Chiefs. Chiefs ain't that good. I ain't gonna lie, Chiefs ain't that good this year to me either.
No, if the Ravens lose to the Chiefs, I'm putting a line through them. Because
Yeah,
I had the Ravens.
Yeah,
I had the Ravens winning the AFC this year. I am putting a line right through them if they lose this week.
Oh, they lose the Chiefs. They're done.
Because the Chiefs are not that good.
They're not that good for me. I agree. I don't think they're that good either. Paul, when we talk about these other games, we only talking about the Commanders. Like you trying to tell y'all, we ain't talking about no other teams, man. Stop doing that, Paul. Cliff is going to be an awful head coach if it's time for him to go. Oh, they could be a bad head coach.
I mean, that's why, to me, it's why he should stay. But
nah,
he needs to remember He needs to remember this damn running game and these running backs and feed them.
Cliff is gone. This is last year. I know that for a fact. I can't. Well, not for a fact. I'm pretty confident.
Maybe, but I think he needs to think about what he likes doing and whether he can do that as a coach.
He wants to be a head coach. That's just what he wants. It's not about what he likes. It's about what you want. He wants to be a head coach.
Here's what I don't get is that he admits that all he likes doing is being the mad scientist on offense and just doing offense.
He admits
and you can't be a good head coach to do that.
No. Who admitted to who?
I mean, that's kind of been the way he's been since he got fired in Arizona.
He said in his presser. He said this in his presser.
Oh no, I remember what he said.
I want to be a head coach.
I would urge him to think real carefully because he could not handle the rest of it as a head coach.
I mean,
he was just worried about Kyler and making everything easy for Kyler.
He's learned,
and he couldn't handle the rest of it as a head coach. And I don't see why that's changed.
It has changed because he's learned. I mean, I'm gonna lie to you. He's learned over Dan Quinn. He's learned. He's learned.
That's
I want people to take their. I want
that's a pretty good response to that. To me on that.
I want people to take away from the like. I get why obviously I would love Cliff to stay in this organization. Don't get twisted. But I do think that there is an individual thirst, like anything in life, and it's in any job that you want in life, any job that you have, you aspire to be something. You're not gonna say, because this situation is. If you get an opportunity, if you get offered this position, your dream position. Mm-hmm. But it's cushy here. But this is your dream position. You're gonna go for your dream position. As all human beings.
I'm not giving up hope that we can keep him. But that's a great idea, Taj. I'm not sure Stefanski gets the gate. I think that's 50-50.
I would love Jim Schwartz.
If he does,
then
Jim Schwartz is a mastermind. Whatever Jim Schwartz wants to come here.
Jim Schwartz is a mastermind, bro. I'd take Jim Schwartz.
I'd love to have Jim Schwartz here.
In a second. Again, he's one of them dudes.
Yeah.
He's got that silent confidence too. Like it's like he know his defense can stop anybody. Like he just knows
it. And he knows that being a head coach wasn't for him.
Yeah.
I think he'd stay. He's like Spagnuolo. He'd stay as a defensive coordinator.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yeah, I think he has learned. I think so from this staff. Agreed, Dujane. I think that this staff has taught him a lot. I agree. I think they set this staff up that way just to teach the next. And I feel like they're set up. This staff is set up that if he leaves, they got somebody else who's learned under Cliff in his offense. So they'll be okay. Even if he left, they'd be okay. I don't think Cliff is leaving to be a head coach because he doesn't want to manage the other stuff. He could have left. No, well, let me tell you why. This is why I told everybody. The Saints wasn't the right job for him. He didn't want the Saints job. Never really did want the Saints job. The Saints, he wanted a situation. I mean, he wanted a situation where he can draft his quarterback early. He couldn't draft his quarterback early, and there wasn't a quarterback in place already. That's why he didn't want the Saints job. I said that off the rip. I told folks like the market that's open. The job he probably would have took was the Chicago job, but Ben Johnson was the number one candidate. Ben Johnson was taking that job. That was the only job, and he decided to stay because he stayed, and Ben Johnson was already taking that because of the playoffs. Ben Johnson was eliminated. He interviewed, took the job. He wasn't taking that. He definitely wasn't taking the Saints job. You see who the Saints drafted a quarterback?
Yeah, Tyler Shuck, and he can't even get on the field ahead of Rattler.
Yeah, he wasn't taking that job, bro. Like that's not a thing. You know what I'm saying? That was never a thing. Cliff is gone, especially if the. Oh, yeah, that would be. Oh, that would be wild. Ooh, like that. A job like that, like If Lamar was, he's
No God, and to me, that's why Harbaugh's got to go because everybody and their brother's going to want that job. They'll have the pick of the litter.
Yeah,
Baltimore.
No, it's the quarterback. Like he wants to be a head coach, but he wants a quarterback that he believes in. I'm not saying it's about being a head coach and not just being the head coach. It's not the being an OC. It's the being a head coach and having your team. Like he wants that. Ask all the reporters. He wants that. It's not like it's not a fan thing talking about. This is what he wants. He's going to get the right
Jinty's touchdown run.
You saw it? You saw it? Yeah. So it's not. Yeah. But it's about the right situation, though. You know what I'm saying, Darnell? It's the right situation. He's not going to leave Washington for like he won't leave Washington for like what the Saints try to get him for, like with that situation. It's gonna be like if he has the first, like say he gets the first, like it's a quarterback, it's a top. He gets the first quarterback. It's like he gets the number one pick. Like he is a team that has the number one pick, and it's a quarterback he loves. He's taking that job. Like he's taking that job.
Mm-hmm.
Period. If Lamar Jackson, like he said, he's taking that job. Period. You gotta look at the quarterback situations out there. You know what I'm saying? I would say he would probably was at the Jacksonville job. If it was on, if it wasn't raced on time, he probably would have took it. I won't lie, I won't lie. If Cliff goes to the Ravens next year, they win in the chair. Lamar,
about that.
Lamar and the Cliff offense with Derrick Henry, man, that's though I think their OC needs to be a head coach candidate. I like their offense. Monken, I like Tom Monken's offense. They score a lot. They do. They score a lot, actually.
They need to do. They're gonna have to get on the horn in this second half against the Chiefs.
Their defense is trash though. Like they need to fire their defensive coordinator though.
Yeah,
all right, y'all.
They're in the same boat as us, aren't they?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Their offense scores a little bit more, but yeah, kind of. So yeah, they are in the same boat as us. But we got a better record, so it's awesome. We're better. You know what I'm saying? But also, I would say we're not playing the teams they're playing off the rip.
No, we're gonna start. We're about to start. Next week is the start of that. We're gonna start playing some tough teams next week.
Oh man, that's the only thing I would say. We're not playing those teams, but we are better right now though. We're 2-2, which sucks. Thought we should be 3-1. God damn, we should have been 3-1. It sucks, man.
Yeah.
Really. All right, well, you know what? It's time to wrap this show. We've been going. They're about to go 2 hours strong, but it's been dope. Appreciate y'all, man. Great stuff as always from the chat.
Thank you, chat.
Sorry about the individual was going ham. I had to block that individual because I just had to. I can't do all that rudeness. You know what I'm saying? I feel like everybody, which makes our chat so dope, is that everybody respects everybody, even when we disagree. You know what I mean? We ain't out here being extra. So I do appreciate.
We just will be petty. That's all.
Yeah, I'll just be petty. I'd rather be petty. Being petty is classy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's an art form to be petty. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's an art form.
It is.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying? It's to be like you gotta have a great memory. You gotta be You gotta be witty. It's a lot to be involved to being petty. You know what I mean? Like I gotta remember something that, like, for instance, I gotta remember something that Paul said, and I gotta keep it in the back of my mind and say, you know what? I got you. And so when I'm gonna bring it out when it happens. Same with Taj. You know what I'm saying? Well, Mike, I got to. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is that I just think that it's gotta be tactful. It's gotta be done in a certain way where you gotta respect the person that you're being petty to. That's all.
That's right.
It.
That's
you
right.
Respect them. Like Mike. I respect Mike. I respect Mike a lot.
And then you gave Mike his flowers.
I did.
Did you know?
And he played, and McCaffrey had a good fantasy day because he had how many yards he had catching? Like 20?
He had 22 catches for 21 and a touchdown.
So okay, you know what, Mike? You were still wrong though. You said 2 touchdowns and 80 yards. You was wrong. I don't care.
He should have had 2. He should have housed that kick return.
No. We can't say should have. Mike was wrong. He said 2 touchdowns and 80 yards. So actually, you were wrong, Mike. Actually, I'll take it back. Mike, you were wrong. Actually, you weren't right.
You got it.
Mike,
by the way,
you were wrong.
Be with us Thursday for because we're gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about Thursday. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, Thursday. I'm sorry. Thank you, George. Make sure you on for Thursday. We're gonna talk about this mess. No, not this mess. We're probably talking about injuries and whatever. And yeah. Mike, Mike, if you're still here, Mike, or unless you sleeping or something, don't be coming out here talking about like Luke again. I don't need to talk about Luke. I feel like I've talked about Luke enough. I gave Luke so much time. I feel like I'm losing time off my life talking about Luke. I'm talking about Luke. Luke, you know what? Luke had a great day.
Hey, George,
man. What's going on, George, man? But yeah, man, I appreciate everybody pulling up. It's been a dope show. Hopefully, again, next week. I thought we were gonna be 3-1 doing this show. I ain't gonna lie, I get blown when we do this. Now I was supposed to do another Urban Sports thing, Commanders thing. I don't know if I'm doing it. I'm kind of annoyed. Supposed to have Felix on. I'm gonna tell Felix we can postpone this thing. Maybe I do it on Tuesday or something. Maybe I'll do it Monday. See what the Commanders did to me? They ruined. They zapped my mood. They can zap my mood pretty easily. They can. I know. This is why I hate. This is why I hate the Commanders sometimes. It's like they can make. They're bringing me back to be like evil, mean person. You got a question for Felix?
Oh.
I may do it. I
gotta ask this.
Ask her.
Urban Sports Scene tonight. Recap with Candy. Yes.
No, I was saying about the recap was gonna be with Felix.
Okay, that'll be good. No,
it was. No, it was. No, I said it was. I'm not sure if I like doing it.
Oh shoot. Well, anyway,
I may do it.
Let's just prep that, pop that, or say that, or promo that real quick.
All right. So you know what? Yeah.
If Urban Sports Scene tonight, if he has it, the Commanders recaps on Sunday night in a kind of calmer. After a few hours of digesting it, usually it's with Candy. Sometimes it's with Felix. Really good. Watch that,
Felix.
folks.
It'll be with Felix. Nah, Ray won't be on this one. I don't know if Ray ain't. Ray. It's open for Ray. Ray be thinking I'm petty. Congratulations to Ray too.
Ray got to be happy seeing Penix do well after he got roasted last week.
No, I'll do that because they're in Atlanta. Felix is in Atlanta, so they'll get the reaction from how the team feels after this loss. So yeah, I may know what I'll do it. I'll do it for the team. I definitely got to go so I can set everything up then, because now I'm tired. So I'll set everything up. Anyway, appreciate y'all for pulling up. You've been listening to All Burgundy and Go, everything powered by the Urban Sports Team, the Fox Sports Radio, 96.9 FM and 1340 AM. Hopewell, Virginia. For ages, it is deuces. We are out. Peace.